Here comes the money. You're now listening to the Gambling with Gold podcast with Jason Gold. Presented by Champions Round.
Hello and welcome to Gambling with Gold. My name is Jason Gold. You are listening to episode 21 of our little podcast here, and we are doing a special Thursday night edition of this podcast with my guy, Dan Turner. Dan's here because, one, we love him at Champions Round, and two, he's an Eagles fan, and last time we did this, he made me a little bit of money telling me that the Eagles were going to get smoked against the Cowboys, so I need to get his information, and all of you do also, so that we can make some money on this Thursday night game and head into Week 6 with a little bit of cash in our pocket. So, Dan, welcome to the show. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I am very good. All right, so off the top, let's just start with this. Tampa Bay currently -6.5, -7, depending on what book you're at. The over-under total right now, 52 points. Where are we going with this one? Do you think that the Eagles are going to get crushed once again? Or do you think that – okay.
Yes, they are. Let's just get out of the way.
Yeah,
Take the 7. Hell, if it's even 8 somewhere, take that too and just run with it. Just run. It's a slam dunk. It's not even going to be close again. And the over, what was it, 52 you said?
52.
Yeah, take the over too.
Okay, so let me get a little bit more in-depth with the handicap here. Why do you think that Tampa Bay's offense is going to find success against the Eagles tonight?
Because I would be worried if Tom Brady had just one of Evans, Godwin, and Antonio Brown against us, and he has all 3. So I just feel like there's no way, and I feel like there's a little bit of revenge still with him again for the Super Bowl that we beat him in. So if he has a chance to clown us at home, he will. So, and the fact that the last couple times we played good offenses in the Chiefs and Dallas, they've hung up 40 against us. That's not. I mean, it's a wrap already. It's not even going to be close.
Okay, so the Eagles' defense to me seems a little Jekyll and Hyde this season. They've had some really, really great games. So you guys have played 5. You've really had 3 pretty good defensive performances. And you've had 2 absolute stinkers against Kansas City and Dallas. So is that just a matter of the offenses that you guys have been going up against, or is there something stylistically that Kansas City and Dallas does that Tampa Bay does that they're going to be able to exploit tonight?
No, it's just offenses, honestly. I mean, the teams that we've done okay against, like the Falcons in Week 1, were awful on offense. The 49ers beat us, and they weren't even that great on offense. And then, the Panthers, while they were good in previous weeks, Sam Darnold made a couple of uncharacteristic mistakes with 3 picks. You're probably not going to win the game. But the Cowboys and the Chiefs they're just too much to handle, and Tampa is probably on definitely on the level of offense that they're on. So it's just like offensively, our defense isn't good enough to counteract what they bring. So I just don't see us hanging around that much into the game. I don't think it's going to be really close.
Okay, so from a gambling perspective, this line has gone from 7.5. Now it's crossed 7 and down to 6.5. Mm-hmm. I don't necessarily know what the reason for this is that the sharps are on the Eagles. I kind of lean-ish to the Eagles also at the 7.5 number. I wouldn't do it at 6.5. I think that just Thursday, I could see it being a close, kind of sleepy-ish game. Maybe it goes the under. Maybe we get like a 28-21 type of Tampa Bay victory. What is the case that you can make? It doesn't mean that you have to believe it, but what would be the case that you would make for the Eagles actually being successful in this game and maybe covering the number, but perhaps winning the game also?
If Tom Brady doesn't play, we'll win.
Okay.
Literally realistically, and not like I'm a fan, but like I try to be, without bias there. I don't realistically see a way of us winning this game. I just think there's too many weapons, and our defense isn't playing the best. And Brady knows how to pick a good defense apart, and we're not a good defense right now. So I don't like with Brendan Graham being out, like our defensive line's a little injured. Fletcher Cox hasn't really done anything this year. We don't have linebackers to speak of. I mean, we can probably roll the 2 of us out of linebacker for the Eagles and be successful. And I just think that, Antonio Brown is going to be a problem. I just don't think our slot corner is going to be good enough to handle him. I mean, Slay and Nelson are decent guys, and, they'll probably hold up for a little bit. I just think, the middle of the field has been such a problem all year, and they're going to exploit that with their tight ends and Antonio Brown, and we have no way of stopping it.
Okay, from the other side of the ball, let's flip the script here. Tampa Bay has a lot of injured players on the defense, which I think is one of the reasons that the Sharps may like the Eagles, because there are cluster injuries on Tampa Bay's defense. You have your two starting cornerbacks are on IR. Levante David isn't playing. Antoine Winfield isn't playing. Do you think that Jalen Hurts can find success through the air against Tampa Bay? And do you think that potentially they will find enough success on offense in order to keep this game kind of close?
I think in the beginning, yeah, I think that he hasn't been the most consistent quarterback. I think that Tampa is going to probably put a spot on him, take his running out of the picture. But I think he's decent enough to. It really all comes down to how the receivers play. If the receivers can play well and provide separation against like the backup corners and the safeties from Tampa, then I think that we can be okay offensively. But if they can't, it's going to be a very, very long night. So I believe that Hurts can keep it decently close for a while. I just think that the disparity in the offenses is so great that they'll pull away sometime like late second, third quarter.
What is your level of confidence in the Eagles' offensive line right now? Lane Johnson obviously looks like not playing due to a personal matter, and you have two guys who are injured right now, but you do have a lot of depth there. Mm-hmm. So what's your kind of thought on the Eagles' offensive line right now?
I mean, I think offensive line, we just paid Jordan Mailata a lot of money to be our left tackle. Now you move him over to right tackle when he's not 100% healthy against some rushers that he won't do well against. I think the middle of the guards are in trouble because like Vita is going to probably dominate and collapse the pocket. I really don't have, and Dillard has done well against speed rushers, but power rushers like eat his lunch. So honestly, I don't see the offensive line being that good this week. I think that the type of defensive line that Tampa Bay has is the exact type of defensive line that can give our offensive line problems, and that's going to hurry Hurts up and cause him to make some mental mistakes that he wouldn't otherwise have had.
So basically, we're talking about Hurts is going to have to get outside the pocket, and then he's going to have ample opportunity to make plays down the field, given the injury situation in Tampa Bay. So
I don't believe it's good enough for us to Hurts to just sit there in the pocket and try to dissect the defense. I don't think our offensive line is good enough to hold up.
Okay, so for those of you that are watching that are going to be live gambling on this game, I'm probably including myself in this. If Hurts is able to escape the pocket and get around the end, he's going to have opportunities. So something to look for really early if he's able to do that and outrun some of the defensive pressure on the defensive line. Could be a good spot for the Eagles. Maybe a spot to bet on the Hurts over passing yards, maybe over rushing yards, something like that. So with that being said, let's move over to some player props, some stuff that I really, really want to put some money down on tonight. Mm-hmm. Tom Brady currently over or under 299.5 passing yards.
No, over. He'll get that by half.
I love it. If he gets that by half, like maybe we'll do the first half passing yards. I don't know where I can bet that, but I might have to. Okay. Let's go to Leonard Fournette. So Eagles have been relatively stout against the running game, other than I think maybe the Cowboys game. They gave up a lot, but otherwise been pretty good. Fournette over 65.5 rushing yards right now. That seems pretty high to me, actually.
I would 65.5. I would say let me see. Fournette, what did he have last game?
I do not
67.
know.
I'll go under that actually. I think
well, you know what? I think I really like that under.
Huh?
I think I really like that under. Yeah. It seems like a really high number to me.
Yeah, it's pretty high to me. I don't think he's gonna hit that.
All right. Fournette under receptions 3.5. Do you think that the over? Okay,
over. Yeah.
Over's
we have no lot to speak of. It's that's easy money. Unless they trot out Bernard the entire time, Fournette should easily eclipse that.
All right. I know that you're going to say over to all the Tampa Bay receivers. So Evans is 69.5 over.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Godwin is 70.5.
Yeah.
Antonio Brown is 65.5. So we're just going over across the board.
Couldn't be high enough for me to go over on Antonio Brown this week.
Okay. So Antonio Brown is really the one that we want to talk about here. 65.5. Yeah. You think that he's going to eat up the slot corner that you guys
have? I think he's going to destroy us in the middle of the field. The middle of the field is literally the weakest part of our defense. We have, like I said, our linebackers can't cover for anything. And Avonte Maddox is going to get, clowned pretty much by Antonio Brown. So any bet with Antonio Brown, give me the over or whatever it is.
All right. So now I have a personal question.
Yes.
Antonio Brown or Chase Claypool this week?
Antonio Brown.
Okay. There we go. All right. You said that the Tampa Bay offense is going to target their tight ends a lot because they're going to be in the middle of the field, and that's where you guys are weakest. So,
yes, that's what I would do.
Cameron Brate over 2.5 receptions?
Oh, over.
All right. I'm placing that bet too. All right. Let's move over to Jalen Hurts. Passing yards, 290.5. It's pretty high, but they might be playing from behind.
Yeah, we don't run the ball anyway for some reason, and we're just going to be down, I think, the entire game, so it's going to force him to throw. So I would say over.
All right, Jalen Hurts.
I think in the past two games when they played elite offenses in the Cowboys and Chiefs, he's gone over 320 yards both games. So that leads me to believe he'll easily eclipse the 299 number.
That makes a lot of sense. We have Jalen Hurts over under rushing yards, 43.5.
Over.
Miles Sanders rushing yards, 32.5.
Under.
Miles Sanders receptions over or under 3.5.
Under.
All right. Do you think that Gainwell is going to be more involved in the passing game or Sanders?
I think they will. I think, based on what I've seen from them, they like Gainwell more in the passing game than Sanders. Every time they're in 2-minute drill, it's always Gainwell out there. So I expect them to do better when they're passing than with Sanders.
Do you think that there's a potential that this is a Jalen Reagor game, given the status of the Tampa Bay cornerbacks?
No. If anything, it's a Quez Watkins game, not Jalen Reagor.
Oh, interesting. All right, let's go down to him. Quez Watkins over under receptions, 3.5.
Damn. I'd go.
You don't have to pick a side. You can say stay away.
I'd just say under because he gets. Like I was studying some tape from last week's game. Like he was open pretty consistently. Just Jalen never saw him. So I don't. If anything, I'll probably say like 3. So it's close, but I'd say under.
So, but you think that there's a potential that he breaks off a big one?
Yeah, I think that he's gonna like last week. He's gonna break off at least like a 50+ yarder at some point.
Okay. So Quez Watkins longest reception over 21.5 yards.
Oh, over. Yeah, over.
You're making me some money here, Dan. I don't hate it. All right. So let's get to final prediction for the game. What score do you have?
The score that I have is, let me pull it up. I have it here. 1 second. 45-28 Tampa.
45-28. All right, I'm writing this down. 45-28. That is the over, and that is Tampa Bay, folks. I have Tampa Bay 30, Eagles 23. But that's because this is what my model spits out, which isn't shocking because it has the Bucs favored by 7 and the total at 53, totals at 52 on the board. That's how the projection system should work. It does not mean it's realistic. This is just for gambling lines purposes. So I'll stick with 30-23 for now. Let's see what happens. I think that my lean would be, now after talking to you, I feel a little bit more confident about putting money on the Bucs. Specifically, I think there's a really good opportunity right now to use the Bucs as a teaser piece, bring them down from 6.5 to 0.5. All they got to do is win the game. Pair them up with something on Sunday or Monday. I think that's a good spot for Tampa Bay tonight. Dan, thank you for joining us. Hopefully you make us some money again. You've been listening to episode 21 of Gambling with Gold.
One real quick thing. For a nice sneaky bet, Jalen Hurts touchdown anytime because if we're by the goal line or something, he usually keeps it. He kept it last week, so if you want to throw that in as a decent bet, if we get anywhere near the goal line, it's probably going to be hit.
A little last-second nugget for everybody. Make sure to place that bet. Make sure to listen to episode 22 tomorrow with Dan Titus. We'll be going through all of our Week 6 best bets. Until then, enjoy the game tonight, and hopefully you guys all cash some money.
Good luck.